Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're super excited that you're getting on. Everybody on this is seriously obsessed with you, just so you know. We're so thankful. So can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Sure. So I joined It Works in March of 2014. I was actually a loyal customer first. I was engaged. I was working on losing weight for my wedding, and I saw a girl that I went to high school with that I really didn't talk to at all in high school, but she randomly friend requested me on Facebook, so I accepted. I saw her posting about this wrap, and I turned to my roommate. I was like, "Have you heard of this wrap thing that this girl's posting about?" And my roommate said, "Yeah, I tried it once, and it works." So I was like, "Okay, I think I'm going to do this loyal customer program." So I did that for 3 months. And at the end of the 3 months, I saw my enroller posting about this bonus that was available for going diamond in your first 3 full calendar months or something like that. And I messaged her and I said, "So I can't really afford to keep ordering the products, and we're kind of tight on money. I would really love to earn some extra money. I know network marketing is a thing, but I never wanted to do parties, but I see you doing this on Facebook, so I could do this totally on Facebook." And she said, "Yeah." And I signed up that day. And I had a really rough first couple of months. After I signed up, my enroller kind of disappeared. She had some personal stuff going on, and I watched other people promote. I watched people that joined the same time as me earn these bonuses and everything. And I would just, I would see them promote, and I'd message them and I'd say, "What are you doing? I'm trying and nothing's working, and I don't have an upline helping me at all." And it took me 6 months to go Ruby. It took me 5 months to go executive, 6 months to go Ruby. My first 4 customers were me asking friends and family if they would help me out. My grandma was my first customer. My husband was my first distributor, and I just kept going, just kind of figuring it out as I went. I watched YouTube videos. I asked my teammates for help. I'd post in the team page all the time asking questions. And then it was in my 10th month as a distributor, I went diamond, and I went to conference that same month in Florida. And I just listened to so many top income earners and top leaders talk on stage about how they joined this business for an extra $500 a month. And that's really what I had done too. And I just always assumed that everybody was at the top, decided that they wanted to be millionaires. They got into this business because they wanted to be millionaires. So to hear all of these people who come from so many different backgrounds, and me, myself, I'm from a very small town in Northern Illinois, the same town as Jade Hooper, Brooke Dyer, Morgan Griffin, Natalie Ruffner, Jessica Diaz. We all grew up in the same town, Tiffany Beanick. And I had a lot of haters in that town. We all did. So to be at conference and hear other people talking about how they had family that didn't believe in them, friends that didn't believe in them, spouses that didn't believe in them, being from small towns, being shy, and all of them being confident enough in themselves and just deciding that they deserved more, their families deserved more, and so they decided to go for it. I was like, you know what? If they can do it, why can't I? Why can't I go for the top? So I went from emerald in January 2015 to triple diamond in March of 2015. It was a lot of really hard work. It was a lot of late nights and early mornings, but just hearing all of these people talk about their stories and say how they made it happen, I was like, I have to do this. I have to try as hard as I can, because my family and my future, we deserve to have this income. So I went triple diamond. A couple months later, I found out I was a top 300 income earner this past spring. I've been a triple diamond for a little over a year now. But this past spring, I found out that I'm actually in the top 150 income earners. So I'm going on this cruise again. And last summer, I earned a spot on the cruise for last fall too. And now I'm just working on presidential and ambassador and trying to get on Dash at Sea.
That's amazing. I mean, come on. She just went diamond to triple diamond in just a couple of months. Whoa. And especially, like, you didn't start off, like, really, like, strong. You see a lot of people who are at the top now, they kind of just, like, promoted, like Jade, she just continued to promote, you know? So it doesn't really matter what rank you are now. You could be like Sarah and just be a triple diamond the next day. That's so awesome. So we all know that you're amazing, for one. I asked today, what's a question that you want me to ask Sarah? And one of them said, how is she such a badass? And I was like, oh, okay. So we know you're a top enroller for distributors. What does your daily routine look like?
So every day I always make sure that I'm doing 4 things. I am always posting my 3-3 rule, which is 3 posts about the products and 3 posts about this business. Every single day I'm messaging new people. I'm following up with people I've talked to before, and I'm growing my audience by adding followers on Instagram and adding friends on Facebook. So however I need to break it down, every day for me is different. Some days I have an 8-hour chunk of time that I can just sit down and power through 8 hours of talking to people and posting and talking to people and posting. And other days, I mean, we just moved into our house, so we've been painting, we've been updating stuff that we want updated, we've been unpacking. When I started this business, I was working 2 jobs, 60 hours a week. I was going to school, I was planning my wedding. So on days that I have a lot going on, I make sure I at least do my 3-3 rule, and then I'll try to do like a power hour in the morning before I get going doing everything, and I'll try to do a power hour at night when we're kind of winding down from everything. And that's just me sitting down and spending an hour copying and pasting a message to as many people as I can in that hour. And then as they respond, I'll have a conversation with them and everything. But that's me on a daily basis, I guess. That's what I always make sure that I do. And then usually throughout that time, since I have a team under me, I might stop and I might make a video if I feel that I wanted to share something with them, either what I'm doing or if I go through a mental situation that I want to share with them, so that they can recognize that they're not the only people who struggle. You know, all of us struggle with different things, and I want to kind of encourage them that way. But most of my day is me working my business like that.
We had Megan Kulik on the other day, and she just talked about how you're an amazing leader the whole time. I was going to ask you a question while you were saying, so do you schedule your post or do you just post?
I just post. If I know the day before that my day is going to be super, super busy, then I might either stay up late that night or wake up early that morning, and I'll put my phone in airplane mode and I'll write a few posts, and then I'll post them throughout the day the next day. But for the most part, I make my posts very organic. So it's literally, this is what I'm doing in this second. I take a picture of it. And especially for my life posts, I just sit there and I think, what am I doing right now? What did my life look like before it works in this same scenario? And, and what do I want my life to look like, you know, in the next few months or the next few years? And I just turn it into a life post. So like this morning, I made a life post out of me bottle feeding my kitten. I do a lot about my animals because they're really good at getting people's attention.
Me too. We don't have kids, so we just like take pictures of our animals. It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, most of my posts are pretty organic, or it's me, like I'm having lunch and I take some ThermoFit. I take a picture of my lunch with ThermoFit. I have an ice cream cone at night. I take a picture with a bottle of Fat Fighters and an ice cream cone. Or if I'm running out of, or I forget to take a picture of me using products, then I use a before and after picture and I post about the products that way. But yeah, everything that I post pretty much is organic in the moment. I have a reminder on my phone that goes off 6 times a day. And then between the reminders, I'll still be posting about other stuff. But I have reminders that go off 6 times a day. And when they go off, I just drop what I'm doing and I take a picture of whatever's going on and I make a post out of it.
I love that you said that, because a lot of girls, when they first start, they're like, I don't know what to post about. And I'm like, what do you mean? You just, like, what are you doing right now? Post about that, you know? So I love that you said that. I think I know this question answer, but do you cold message?
Yeah.
Do you cold message your likes, or do you cold message your followers?
I have not cold messaged on Instagram yet. I only message people who have liked posts. And that's how I did it. The first year that I was in this business, probably 90 to 99% of my customers and distributors came from Instagram. And it came from people who either messaged me on there or I messaged them that they liked my posts. When I was trying to go triple diamond, from diamond to triple diamond, I went through my Instagram, because you used to not be able to just click on people's names and message them. You had to actually type it out. So I went through everybody who had ever liked any of my life posts in the previous month, and I wrote down their username, and I took pictures of it, and I sent the pictures of the list to my husband, because he was working and he would be on layovers at the airport, and I knew he had downtime, and I was like, I want you to copy and paste this message to all of these people individually. So I was like, that's how you can help. He hadn't really been working the business at that point, and I just said, if you can just get on my Instagram and copy and paste that message to everybody, that would be awesome. So I just took a picture for him to send in the direct message, and I sent him the list, and he just copied and pasted it to probably like 300 people in 2 hours. And I got a ton of responses from that. So
I need to have my husband do that.
if you're looking for ways for them to help, I have him get on my Facebook sometimes. The month that I enrolled, last July, when I enrolled 41 distributors in 1 month, a lot of it was because I copied and pasted a script, and I put it together and I shared it with my team, and it's just general responses to questions that happen a lot. But I just said, can you just sit down on the laptop with me? We can turn on Grey's Anatomy on Netflix and just watch Grey's Anatomy for like 3 hours, and you just copy and paste messages. And if you run out of like things to say, ask me and I'll help you. And we just sat there together on the couch for like 3 hours with our laptops and messaged people.
He asks me all the time, like, he's like, well, I want to help. And so I'll like try to help him do his Instagram, but he just doesn't get it.
Well, and Matt has his own Instagram, and he posts, like, he loves the products. So he has no problem posting about the products, posting about him using them. But it's not like he does a 3-3 rule or anything. It's just sporadic. He talks to people about it more in person. So he's gotten customers before from the gym by wearing his It Works shirts and just saying, hey, I don't know, like he uses New You. He talks to people about using New You to build muscle. He talks about ThermoFit to cut weight. He talks about ProFit for post-workout. He's gotten several customers from the gym that way. But for the most part, when he's helping with the business, I say, if you want to help, sit down with me and cold message, or get on my Instagram and just follow people like crazy. So when he's doing that, that's always really helpful. Or if he gets really wound up about something that's going on our team, I'm like, post it on the team page. Like, they'll listen to you. So every once in a while, he'll post in the team page saying, like, you guys need to run your dang auto shipment and stuff like that.
I love that. I'm going to tell my husband when he gets off today. I got a job for you. Okay, so you don't message your followers on Instagram, but you do cold message on Facebook.
Yes. Yeah, most of my cold messaging is on Facebook. I keep meaning to cold message on Instagram, but I've built up my Facebook so much over the past year that I'm still cold messaging people for the first time on Facebook. So I haven't needed to do that on Instagram yet. But like if your Instagram or if your Facebook isn't very hot, because Facebook is just, it's different than Instagram. Like people take a longer time to warm up on Facebook, I feel like. Where on Instagram, somebody might follow me and see my post and then message me, the next day or something.
I have a ton of friends on Facebook, but I don't really cold message on there. So I need to like get into it. There's so many It Works people that I'm afraid to like just go off and cold message everyone.
Oh, how I realized it, like I'll go into my friends list and I'll scroll down and the top probably quarter of it is It Works people. and I'll just keep scrolling past the It Works people, and then I'll get to everybody who's not It Works. And then I just click their name, message, copy and paste, click the next name, message, copy and paste. And sometimes I run across people who turn out to be distributors. A lot of them, I've cold messaged people who were distributors on my team who I didn't enroll. Somebody on my team enrolled them, welcomed them to the team page. I added them as a friend, but I'd never talked to them, and they quit working the business. So then all of a sudden I cold messaged them, and they're like, oh, I was actually a distributor, but I stopped working because this, and this. And then I end up talking to them about starting back up, and I've had several people start back up because I cold messaged them.
That's a good idea. So whenever you're cold messaging, do you, like, for me, I'm bad. I'll just cold message. I'm not one that continues to build relationships before I cold message them. How do you do it? Do you like and comment on their pictures for a couple days or weeks and then cold message them? Or do you just cold message them?
No, I pretty much just message them. I make sure that it's not someone that I added 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I usually, if I add somebody as a friend, I won't message them right away. I just know that I'll eventually hit them, or after they've accepted me that they're watching my posts. So I just know that I'll hit them eventually when I'm going through my cold messaging. But what'll happen is if I pull up a person's profile and go to message them and it shows that I've never talked to them before, then I just add a little something like, hey, so this might be super random, and I hope I'm not bothering you or anything like that, but I just wanted to let you know that I have this opportunity to make some extra money from your phone. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and it's totally changed my family's life, and your name keeps coming up on my heart as somebody that I really wanted to reach out to about this. I think you'd be a rock star at this, and I would love to help you get started. Are you interested? And I just put it out there. If they get offended, that's their problem. If they get irritated, if they think I'm being spammy, that's their problem. But how I look at it is we have an incredible opportunity here for them to make money. Them joining my team, sure, it helps me. It makes me money. But it also gives them the opportunity to make a lot of money and change their family's life. And I'm not going to hold back on who I message or when I message them or how I message them because I'm worried about pissing them off. I would rather just invite as many people as possible to this opportunity, and they can choose whether or not they want to be a part of it.
I mean, what's the worst they could do? Unfriend you?
Exactly.
I love that. I'm glad you said that. I had a question about that, but now I can't remember it. Okay. So you said that the highest distributors you've gotten a month is 41?
Yes.
What's your average?
Typically between 15 and 20, I think.
Girls, oh my gosh.
Let's see. So July was my high month last year. And the month before that, June, I enrolled 4 distributors. So yeah, it was June 4, July 41, and then August through November, it was all between 15 and 20, and then December was a 4 month, and then January was back up to 28 or something. So it's all over. It depends on what's going on in my life. This month has been a tough month for me with everything that we have going on with the move. We were living with Matt's parents for 3.5 weeks, and he's got 2 little brothers where every time I went to work, they were in the room talking to me, and I couldn't get anybody to take them away. Yeah. And we were just doing stuff with the house. But now that we're in the house, I've gotten better about getting back into that routine of messaging people like I need to be. And because I build my business every day, because I do my 3-3 rule every single day, and I'm growing my audience and everything, I can jump back in and I can just sit down and say, okay, I haven't messaged people in a couple of days like I need to. So I'm going to sit down, leave me alone. I'm going to message for an hour and sign up a distributor in that hour because I've still been maintaining that show for my audience to watch.
Do you think that, I always tell my team, because they're always asking me how do I get so many customers, and I always tell them, if you want to be a top enroller, you can be a top enroller. You just have to put the work in. Do you think that that's, pretty accurate?
Yeah, I mean the month that I became a top enroller was because I woke up that month and I was like, I'm gonna be a top enroller this month. Like it had been in June that I enrolled for, and I saw Courtney Teachy post or Courtney Lavey post about how she had been a top enroller the month before, and she got this email that said she was a top 5 distributor enroller. I was like, they email you and let you know when you do that? Like, I want to do that. So I just decided, I was like, I'm going to be one of those people. I'm going to be one of the top 5 enrollers this month. How am I going to make that happen? And I didn't even message her to ask how many distributors she enrolled. I was like, I think 30. I think I'd be safe if I enrolled 30 distributors this month. So I just wrote the number 1 through 30 on a piece of paper, and I decided I was going to fill it out. And by the 15th of that month, I only had 4 names written on that list. So I was 26 shy of my goal halfway through the month. And I was like, all right, I got to talk to even more people. I got to post more. I got to grow my audience more. And by the end of that month, I had 41.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's about deciding that you want it as your goal, deciding that nothing is going to stand in your way, that nothing is going to stop you from getting it, and doing whatever it takes to meet that goal. And even if you're really close to the deadline that you set for yourself and you're not quite there yet, it just means you have to push harder and work harder. That's not the time to give up.
And when you get those emails, it's pretty amazing. I only got it once, but that should be a goal. I want that email again.
Yeah, it makes me feel like such a badass every single time I get it.
I only got 17, so I mean, 41 I can't imagine.
That's 17 is a lot. Was that in November?
Yeah, whenever we did that contest for Jade.
Yeah, because I
wanted to win.
I think I was number 1 that month with 19. I think. But that was the month, I think that month I enrolled like 14 loyal customers, and that never happens for me.
Yeah, so we should just switch. Like, I'll give you some customers, you just give me the distributors.
Yeah.
Okay, is there certain things you say to get your potential distributors to sign up?
I always try to make it about them. And I am willing to push a conversation farther than a lot of people. Like, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to push them. And I go, I have a line that I'm willing to go right up to where somebody will give me excuse after excuse after excuse why they can't join. And I'll say something like, look, I get it. You're scared. You got a lot going on. You're worried that you're not going to be successful at this. But at some point, you've just got to drop the excuses and take that leap, go for something, because what you've been doing up until now, that has not made your life what you want it to be. And this is a chance for you to change that. And I'll usually end, if they're giving me no's or staying on the fence or things like that over and over and over, I'll usually send them a message like that. And then it'll just be like mic drop, and I'll walk away from my computer. Like, I'll be done with the conversation. And then it'll be a couple of weeks later, I'll get a message from them saying like, okay, I've been watching your post for 2 weeks and I'm ready to do this. So sometimes you just got to get real with people. Like, you have to be excited about this. You have to be confident that you have something that can be so amazing for them that you don't want them to miss out on, not even because of their fears of failing or, their lack of free time or their lack of extra money. So I'll be pushy. I'll be, I guess some people might think that the way that I'm talking sounds rude in some ways, but I'm doing it because, everybody has excuses. Yeah.
What do you say to people who say, like, you continue to follow up with them, but they're not joining because they say they don't have the money?
So, like, every time somebody says that they want to do this, but they don't have the money, the first thing I say is, you know what? I understand. I don't honestly know anybody who joined this business because we had extra money. We did it because we needed extra money.
Right.
I know people who have sold old furniture, sold old clothes, had yard sales, overdrafted their bank accounts, paid a bill late. I had a maxed out credit card that I used, and I paid myself back within my first month. So if you want to do this, you can. You know, everybody has access to $99. You just have to decide how important this is to your family. And then I might follow up again with them in a week or 2 weeks. And if they just keep giving me the money excuse, I just, you know, I keep saying, you know, it sounds like you need this opportunity. Like, you need to find a way to get this money together, girl. And I keep putting it out there. And they can give me the same excuse week after week after week. But I know eventually something in their life is going to shift. And they're going to be so desperate for this opportunity that they're going to do whatever they need to get that $99 together. Or like, I mean, a holiday will happen and they have extra money, or family will lend it to them, or whatever will happen. But my job is not to convince them to get the money together. It's to inspire them to get the money together. It's to inspire them that I believe in them, that I know that they're capable of doing this, and just invite them to this every single week, knowing that they're probably going to keep giving me the excuse, but eventually their no, or they're not right now, is going to turn into a yes. And I want to make sure that I'm the person who messaged them when that no becomes a yes.
Especially since if you don't have the $99 to join, then you need to join even more.
Right.
So I sometimes like throw that in there, like, well, I know you don't have the $99, but doesn't that show you like you need this business? And so they're like, yeah.
I'll say something like, aren't you sick and tired of having to say, I can't afford that? Aren't you sick and tired of saying, I don't have the money for that? Like, do something about it. Stop using that as an excuse and do something about it. And sometimes they don't respond, and sometimes they're like, I know, I'm working on it and stuff like that. But eventually they get the money together.
Yeah, I love that. How do you train your new distributors?
So after somebody joins my team, the first thing that I do, well, I watched Naira's
video conference.
Yeah, how she trains new distributors. And I've started getting my new distributors on video chats. And if I'm enrolling like a bunch of distributors in one day, then I'll just say, okay, so tomorrow at this time we're doing a Zoom, and it's going to be all of us. And I'll get them as a group on a Zoom or a whatever video chat. But I get them on a video chat, and I walk them through eSuite. I get them logged in so that they can get themselves off commission holds. I walk them through entering their tax information. I take them to the settings tab so that they can verify their email so that they know they're getting It Works emails. I show them how to look up their website, how to add a picture to their website if they want to. And then I show them like just the tabs at the top. I say, this is where you edit your auto shipment. This is where you see your commissions. I show them the reports tab, and I say, this is just where you can see every customer you enroll, every distributor you enroll, every customer and distributor your distributors enroll. And then I say, you can dig through this on your own free time. I just wanted to introduce you to it so that you're familiar. Then I take them to their website. I walk them through how to sign up a customer. I show them the products, and I just, I tell them that when they're ready to sign up a customer to message me, and I'll walk them through it. And then I take them to Facebook. I show them a life post. I show them a product post. And then I say, okay, that's it. Do you have any questions? How are you feeling about this? Are you excited? And then once I get off with them, I just send them a message, and I say, I want you to know that I'm fully committed to you. I am 100% here for you every step of the way. If you ever need anything at all you have to do is ask. I'm not going to hunt you down. I'm not going to boss you around. I'm not going to manage you. If you need something from me, you're going to have to ask. And then I say, I'm going to introduce you to our team page where you're going to get endless support, answers to your questions, encouragement, advice. And then I add them to the team page. I do a little welcome post, and then I send them a first post that they can put on their page, or I say that if you want to do some version of that for yourself, you can. And then I send them a script to send to their friends and family for messaging, which Naira says that for friends and family, she lets her new distributors send their link. So it'll just be like, hey, Aunt Sue, I just started a new business, and I'm really, really excited about it and what it's going to do for me and my family. Here's a link to my website. I really think that there's some stuff on here that you would be interested in. Please take a look around and get back to me as soon as possible, and we can get your order in. And then basically, if it's not friends or family, you don't send the link, but it's pretty much the same message. So I just tell them to copy and paste that over and over. And then I say, if anybody comments on your posts or if anybody messages you back, message me screenshots and I will help you through the conversations. And that's pretty much how I do it. Some people take off with that. I ask them, I say, are you up for a little bit of a challenge? And if they say, yeah, I say, I will give you a free It Works t-shirt if you get your first 4 loyal customers in the next 48 hours. Mm-hmm. And then I give them, like I said, I give them those scripts and I say, you're going to want to message every single person that you know. You're going to want to post all of these different posts, and we're going to get you those 4 loyal customers right away. But, some people really take off with it. Some people go, okay, challenge accepted, I'm doing this. And some people, they put that first post out there and they just kind of fizzle. I mean, there's no way of knowing. I try to train people as consistently as possible because I know that if it works for some people, it works. The training method works, but you just can't always control how people are going to receive it. And sometimes people just quit and there's not really anything we can do about it.
I love that you said that because what do you say to people who want to quit? Or do you even talk to them? Do they just quit? Like a lot of times mine just quit and I'm like, oh, well, hi, see ya.
Sometimes I enroll a lot of distributors. So I have a little printout. Every time I enroll a distributor, their name goes on it, their enrollment date goes on it, and then I have a checkbox for loyal customer 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that way I can keep track of when they're coming up on the end of their first 30 days and how many loyal customers they've enrolled. And every day I check downline activity to see, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that report in eSuite, but I check downline activity every day so that I can see if my new distributors are enrolling people. Every time a new distributor of mine enrolls somebody, I am shouting them out on the team page, telling them how awesome that is, how amazing that is, how proud of them I am. And if I see somebody on my spreadsheet coming up on the end of their first 30 days, I'll just reach out to them and say, hey, so your first 30 days are almost up. Like, what's going on? You just need 2 more loyal customers, or you just need 4 loyal customers to be eligible for all bonuses. Have you been talking to people? And that's usually when I either don't get a response because they're just done and they don't want to tell me why or what's going on. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. I don't drag it out of them. Or they'll respond and they'll say, yeah, I messaged some people who said they were going to order and then they never did. And then I have a conversation with them. Well, I mean, that's why we don't just send people our links. We actually message them and we find out, when are you going to be ready to order? I'll walk you through it then, and you walk them through it step by step so it gets done. So that's okay. It's a thing that a lot of us go through. When I was new, I thought you could just send out your link and let people sign up, and it just doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. So let's follow up with those people. Let's find out if they're ready to order, and we can message some more people, and I'll try to help them message people. Sometimes they take off at that point. Sometimes they're just like, nah, I'm just irritated, and they fizzle. And some people come to me and they give me excuses like they don't have time, or they don't want to be on their phone a bunch, or this is harder than they thought it would be. And I'll spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes just saying like, look, this is why you joined this business. This is what's going on. I don't beg people to stay. I do not need people who already have one foot out the door to stick around on my team. But, sometimes they do just need a little pep talk. So I give them that pep talk, and if at the end of it they're still making excuses, they're still not really wanting to be into this, not really committed, then I just say, okay, I can't make you do anything. It breaks my heart because I know that this is the opportunity of a lifetime, but if you want to quit, that is your call. I just hope you're prepared that 6 months down the road, when you really need the money from this opportunity and you're watching your teammates continue to promote and be successful, that you won't regret your decision. And then I just kind of leave it alone. Sometimes quitters come back. Like, you never know when that's gonna happen. But I would rather spend my day finding new people, finding that next rock star than trying to convince people to work their business or not to quit. So I spend a couple of minutes keeping them around, trying to keep them around, trying to get them excited again. But Mike Patillo, I went to the VIP training at the St. Louis It Works U, and Mike Patillo said, it's easier to give birth than to bring the dead back to life.
Yeah.
So it's just, it makes so much more sense to spend my days finding new people who are excited, who come right in the door, who are like, yes, let's do this, I'm ready, rather than trying to waste my day convincing people to stay and then having to convince them to work every single day. Nope, I don't need people like that on my team. I will find my next rock star, and that's how I'll spend my day.
You never know when you're going to enroll a Courtney Labby, you know?
I'm still waiting for that one.
But me too. Gosh, girls, can y'all make this happen?
Who wants to go presidential in 4 months?
Yeah. Can one of y'all do that? How do you keep your team like working together and motivated?
I am a big believer in the law of influence. I went through a period of time, I think it was when I was working on promoting to Diamond or right after I went Diamond. And I messaged Jade and I was like, I don't know what to do. Nobody on my freaking team is working. Everybody's stupid. Like nobody gets this at all. Nobody's enrolling anybody. I'm the only one doing anything. And she just said, shut up and watch these videos. And she sent me John Maxwell, The Law of Influence. She sent me The Secret. And she sent me, I think, John Maxwell, The Law of Layered Leadership. I think were the 3 videos. But the law of influence is really the big one where you cannot motivate someone. You cannot convince people to work their business. You cannot convince them that this is a life-changing opportunity. All you can do is inspire them. And the way that you inspire is by leading from the front. So I make sure I am always the hardest working person on my team. If I see somebody who's doing an awesome job, I'm like, that's awesome. I have to do better than that. Like they're on my team and they've enrolled this many customers. Like I need to be the number 1 customer enroller and I need to be the number 1 distributor enroller on my team every month because the pace of the leader is the pace of the pack. So I like to set my pace at a sprint and I like to see who tries to keep up. I used this analogy one time when I was talking to one of my leaders who was getting frustrated. I said, if you're running a race, like you're running a marathon with a bunch of other people, do you slow down and try to convince people to run faster? Or do you just run as fast as you can and let people who want to keep up try to keep up with you? And they're like, yeah, I guess you wouldn't slow yourself down to try to convince people. You just run as fast as you can, as hard as you can. And people at the back are going, if Sarah can run that fast, I should be able to run that fast. And they do whatever they can to keep up with me. And yeah, there's still going to be some people who are like, that's too fast. I don't want to run that fast.
Yeah.
And that's fine. They can set their own pace, but that's not me. You know, I'm not going to go back there and say, no, you can do it. You can run faster. You really can. I'm just going to run as fast as I can and let the people who want to keep up with me keep up with me.
I love that. That was good. So like right now, I don't know about you, but volume is pretty low. So what do you teach your team to do whenever this happens? Like on these months?
Yeah. I work my business the same every single month, but on months when volume is low and when paychecks are dropping, all I say is this is the time of year where you have to do double or triple the work to get the results that you were getting the rest of the year. And like March is March. There is no month in the year that is like March, but there's no such thing as a slow month either. You know, you figure out how big you want your month to be. Like November. Everybody said November was a slow month. November sucked. Everybody was complaining. Volume was down. But that was the month that I was the number 1 distributor enroller, and I enrolled more loyal customers than I had ever enrolled before. So I just know that being a slow month isn't a real thing. Like it's as slow as you are. Our results are a direct reflection of the effort that we put in. So I just know that if I'm not getting the results I want, if I'm not getting as many distributors as I want, if my volume isn't up where I need it to be, then I just know that I have to talk to more people to make it happen. So for my team to know that, I just try to make a post once a day or make a video once a day and just say, hey guys, so this is what's going on. I know it's a tough month. We're having a hard time getting those enrollments, but you know what that means? It just means we have to talk to more people. It means we have to post more. It means we need to look back on the months that we were getting stuff done and see what's different between then and now. And Jade even just posted last night that when she feels like this month is slow, but she's like, but I look at my planner from last year and every single day was full of names for people that I had to follow up with. And she said, and I'm looking at it now and I have like no names written in my planner. So she just knows that she's not working as hard right now as she was last month. So she's got to kick it up. And it's the same thing with any of us. You know, you just look at the months that went really well. You probably had a lot of names in your planner. You were probably posting more consistently. You were probably messaging more people. You were more consistent about getting your Instagram following up, getting your friends' numbers up. So volume dropping is not something, you know, as a team, you can't control your entire team's volume. But I can control the effort that I put in. I can control the results that I get. I can control how many enrollments I get. And I can just put it out there to my team. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm making this time of year still work for me. Who else is working on this? Who else is trying really, really hard to make this month awesome too? And I just put it out there as kind of like a challenge. Like, look, I'm getting it done. Who else is getting it done with me?
That's so true, because like that's what I was telling my team the other day. It's not really that this is like a slow time, because last year at this time I was, you know, in July I went double diamond and my team was booming. So, you know, it's just how much you work, I guess. Yeah, that's true. I love that you said that. We did a call yesterday with Kristen Kirkendall, and she's very organized.
Really?
She was like showing us her whole binder. So they wanted to know, like, how do you stay organized?
I don't.
Yeah.
So I have a planner, and what I do is every time I message somebody, if it's the first time that I've ever messaged them, then as soon as they respond back, yes, I'm interested, I write down their name for some future date, like in the next couple of weeks, because I got into a really bad habit of I would cold message 100 people in an hour, and some of them would respond back yes, and we'd go back and forth and have this conversation. And I'd be having conversations with like 20 or 30 people, and some of these conversations would fizzle, and I never wrote their names down because I never got a date from them. So what I do now is every time I talk to somebody and they say, yes, I'm interested, I write their name instantly in my planner for a future date. So I know that if the conversation fizzles, at least in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to pick that conversation back up again. And then, so that's for loyal customers and distributors. And then on the days that I'm working on following up, I just scroll back through my planner and I message people that I have their names written down from past dates. And then every time I enroll a loyal customer, I send them an email that just welcomes them, thanks them for their order, outlines the different perks of being a loyal customer, gives them instructions on how to edit their order, and to let me know how they like their products so that I can keep in touch with them, and to let me know if they decide they want to make some extra money. So that means that in my sent folder for my email is where I have a list of who all of my loyal customers are. That way, if I move them, I still know that they're mine and I have all their information. And then when I enroll a new distributor, I have, like I said, I just have this spreadsheet and I just have these everywhere that I go. So I just write their names down when I enroll them. And then I have loyal customer 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I, after they get their 4th loyal customer and they're eligible for the Ruby bonus, or just if they pass their first 30-day deadline and didn't quite get their 4th loyal customer in time, I still start training them to go Ruby. So I have a little newbie to Ruby training that I do, which is basically just, okay, so it's time to start growing your team. You can earn these fast start bonuses. You can promote to Ruby. And then I send them Jade's promoting to Ruby video. and I send them Jade's How to Get Distributors video. And I just say, we got to start getting you distributors, and it'll fill on this chart, and that's how you go Ruby. And then I mark down when they get distributors on that spreadsheet. That is the extent of my organization.
I know, I'm horrible at it. But Jade posted something like that you just had, like your spreadsheet.
Yeah, I stole it from her.
On the Diamond Check. Oh, okay. Yeah. I started to use it, but I was like, oh gosh, I could never keep up with it.
Yeah, it was after, it was last July, I messaged her and I was like, I've enrolled like 30-something distributors this month. I don't know how to keep track of who's getting their loyal customers and everything. And she showed me this spreadsheet that she did, and it makes it so much better because too, when I'm looking at that spreadsheet and I see somebody coming up on their 30 days and they have one loyal customer, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to miss out on a fast start bonus. I need to hurry up and enroll a loyal customer, and I'll buckle down and I'll start messaging for loyal customers, or I'll tell Matt to hurry up and get some loyal customers so that we can get a fast start bonus. So that's been really, really helpful. And even if you only enroll a couple of distributors a month, having that right in front of you, so you can be like, okay, like, here we go. I'm about to sit down for a power hour. Who needs some loyal customers so that I can get a fast start bonus? Because I'm not going to lose out on $100 plus cabs when you're over a diamond. So I have that spreadsheet even for my slow months, and it shows me exactly who needs customers and how many that they need.
I've been trying to show my team like how important cabs are right now, even though they're not diamond and above, but how important it is to get those fast start qualified.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about that? Yeah, it's important.
Cabs, or fast start bonuses even. Like when I first joined, I did not understand promoting. Like I said, there was that bonus that was available if you went diamond. It was like $10,000. And I looked at a diamond chart and I was like, no, like that is not happening. I cannot do that. Which I probably could have, but just mentally I could not wrap my mind around it. But what made sense to me, I printed out the compensation plan day one and I started reading through it because I joined to make money. So it made sense that I read the thing that tells me how to make money. So I printed out the compensation plan and I read through it, and I read about the $100 fast start bonuses. I was like, yep, I would love $100 every time I enroll a distributor and help them get 2 loyal customers. So that was my goal. When I first started, I did not understand promoting, but I understood $100. So my goal, I just enrolled a distributor, kept it under me, got them 2 loyal customers. Enrolled a distributor, put it under Matt, got them 2 loyal customers. Enrolled a distributor, kept it under, and I just kept doing that under me and under Matt. And all of a sudden, my enroller like came back from her hiatus and sent me a Ruby chart and was like, did you know you have a full Ruby chart? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
No.
And I was just going for fast start bonuses. And even now, those fast start bonuses, I mean, if I enroll 5 distributors in a week and I get them all their first loyal customers, because they're going to enroll some too, or at least a few of them are. So if I can get 5 distributors and 5 loyal customers in a week, that's $500 for me the next Friday. And no matter how big your paycheck gets, like as a triple diamond, the average monthly paycheck is like $10,000 a month or something like that. $500 is still a huge deal to me. We're buying a lawnmower. That would be a huge chunk off that lawnmower. That covers our groceries for a couple of months. What are you doing, buddy? That can buy us some extra furniture that we need, that can buy us a new dishwasher that we need now. So yeah, I am all about bringing people into this business and getting them their first 2 loyal customers so that I can get $100. And that pays for your auto shipment, that pays for your website. So even if you don't do very well selling wraps for Wrap Cash, but you worry every month about paying off your auto shipment, run your auto shipment, get 1 distributor and get them fast start qualified, and that's your auto shipment paid for.
I love that. And it's awesome. Like when you do get that email that you just made $500 off helping people, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
I'll be like, Brock, oh my gosh, guess what? And he's like, what? And I'm like, I just made $500. He's like, how? And I was like, because I'm a badass. I just say that.
I think the best Friday I ever had was like 11 in one.
Oh my gosh. That would pay like my mortgage.
It was freaking awesome. Like seeing that, I was like, okay, so I can't show the number when I post the email, but can I post like that there's 4 digits there instead of the usual 3?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I want to do that now. Okay, this is my last question. What's your biggest tip to new distributors or like people who are in a funk?
I guess just always keep in mind why you joined this business. Like always keep in mind what your goals are, what you want out of your future, and decide that you deserve it and that nothing is going to stop you from making that happen. Because we all get in funks. Like funks are normal. We feel like we're stuck. We don't know what's going wrong. We don't know why nothing is working. But then when you just take a step back and you go, okay, what am I working for? I'm working towards quitting this job. I'm working towards being able to pay off our student loans. I'm working towards buying a brand new car. I'm working towards buying a house. And that is worth me just saying, okay, brain, shut up. Let me get to work. And, to stir up the dust. When I'm feeling like I haven't gotten things done like I needed to get done, I just go to my room with my computer and I cold message 100 people. I sit there for 5 minutes. I type up a message that I like and I send it out to 100 people. And then I just walk away and I go, okay, like that'll get some people looking at my posts. I'll get some people responding to me. But you just never, ever, ever stop working. Yeah. Like even if you feel like what you're doing isn't working, just keep trying because eventually something's going to shake loose and you're going to start, making those steps forward. But the only way to really fail is to stop trying or to quit.
I love that. Because let's face it, we've all been in a funk. But I think that my funks are usually like the 25th, and then I'm like, oh crap, I got to get to work. So those are usually like my best days of the month. They're the best. But yeah. Thank you for being on. I'm so excited to go and implement everything you said. I'm going to open this up just if anyone has any questions, if I know how. Does anyone have any questions for Sarah? Tell her thank you for being on. She was amazing.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm glad I could do it. I almost forgot. I had it written down and everything, and then we were painting, and Kelsey messaged me. I was like, oh, my God, it's 2:00.
I was like, she hasn't replied back, and I sent her the IG. Maybe I'll send it again.
I'm so bad about that. I knew I was going to forget, too.
Does anyone have any questions for her? I can't even see everyone. Okay, good. That means we did everything. Thank you,
Sarah.
For being
Can I say something? I'm sorry. Sarah, I just wanted to say the video that you made where you said this is how I enroll like 15 to 20 distributors a month. Mm-hmm. It changed the way that I talk to my potentials. So thank you for doing that.
Good. I'm glad because I feel like while I'm making videos that I'm just saying things and like nobody understands what I'm saying.
Well, thank you so much. Probably all these people are like obsessed with you and they're just afraid to say anything.
Well, if you guys have questions, you can message me on Facebook too. I won't respond right away, but I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on. Let's get off here so you can go paint some more.
Thanks.
Bye.